Hello, map pack time. Yeah, so today I'm going to be building a map pack and I think it could be pretty fun. Yeah, okay, no, I'm not going to be talking like that for the rest of this video. Just a throwback to when I was beating the map packs, yeah. So if you haven't checked the date, it is May. It has been May for a little bit now, and I haven't gotten around to making a video yet. But this is going to be my first video of Maymemory. I want to do a few of them, both beating levels and making levels. Not going to be building a memory level like last year. Unfortunately, just don't have the time this time around. But I thought it would be fun to make a map pack level because, you know, they're pretty memory based. So I've just spent the past hour painstakingly doing practice runs of different map pack levels and writing down a few notes to try and like get a good idea of what these levels are like. And I've got a few ideas that I want to do here. This is going to be like a 1.6 level, so there are only 14 songs you could choose from. No custom songs here. And I kind of want to go dry out. Every time I hear that song, it just reminds me of, you know, that meme where the dude's like riding on the board and then he turns around and he's like explaining things really fast. That's what this song reminds me of every time. Okay, so I guess we should start off by picking some colors. I don't know, man. I think even a green could be interesting. I don't know. It's okay. It's all right. I'm going to paste that and then or even just copy the color of the background and then make that darker. I think that would look decent for the ground if I just show ground real quick. Yeah, that feels like a map pack level. Okay, cool. And yeah, like I say, 1.6. So we're going to be sticking to not this page, but only this page plus like, I guess these guys as well. Might actually just place down every block that we can use here. So we can use those ones. We can use those ones. And as far as I know, I think these are all of the objects we're allowed to use for a 1.6 level. Now, I didn't know these were in here, so that'll be nice to use. That's on light background, which is really good. Okay, so fun fact about old levels, you used to not be able to build for like ages before the level started. Like you needed to build your stuff like here or something. So I think that's only appropriate for this level to start our build like here around about. I could probably even start off with a pad like that, and then we can like get straight into the action, right? And for these structures, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. It would be cool to do something like this, and then maybe I could even, oh, okay, so these objects, right? Notice they have a gradient down the bottom. I can use that gradient with these to cover another block if I place it like, I don't know, I could do like bricks there and you can see that gives like a nice gradient, or maybe even like these guys. And then for the sides, I can probably just do something like this and then have that kind of go between the sides like so. I can have a blue orb there that you gotta hold through and then that'll like kill you immediately if you click it, yeah. And you can barely even see those spikes as well, which is nice. Maybe I'll even put them off screen, may as well. And then have another block all the way down here that you gotta land on, and then I can have some, I don't know, maybe even invisible spikes here. Sure, why not? And this is good, but it's not very encroaching, so I feel like I need to do something like that to like make it feel more enclosed. Oh, that's evil though. And then I'll do two blue orbs like this, and then you actually have to hit the first one. It looks like that first one would be the fake and this is the real one, but no, you have to hit that first one. Otherwise, you catapult straight into this blind jump that you need to do. Aha! And if you click the second blue orb, you just die to that. Okay, yeah, that's good, that's good. I need to figure out what I want to do up here. I guess probably a similar thing? Make it so you have to click that and then click that. I don't know, I feel like I need to make this gameplay a little bit more interesting. You can just do that. All right, now this so far is pretty good. You know, I'm pretty happy with this, but we need a little bit more deco around some things. So first of all, orb deco would be very nice. And some saw blade deco as well, or just saw blades around the place in general would be good. But like we can do a thing where we layer a couple of them on top of each other and then put like one of these in the middle. That was a pretty common thing to do back in the day. Oh, and these were also in 1.6. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna get rid of that little one and then chuck that one in there. I think that works well, so I'll chuck one of them there. That's looking pretty good. Pretty nice and tight. And then what I can probably also do is just add some pulsing objects in there. I think this could probably look cool, just having some pulsing squares kind of going all the way up like this. Falling for my own traps. This is going to be fun to verify. Oh, Lord. This is kind of cool so far, though. Yeah, I like this. Something I'm also kind of tempted to do is grab one of these little guys and put them in these. I saw this done in Absolute Zero, which is like probably one of, if not my favorite map pack level. I really like it. And it just adds like an extra little bit of detail, like makes it look like more of a custom level than a RobTop level, which I think is good as well. And then I might even make you go into mini here and then just do some like small jumps like this, but then for this one you need to like go through there or something, like just something stupid like that, right? Just like a little bit of memory. And then we have a thing down here, but you need to jump between that. Ooh. Yeah, you need to do that. Oh, that's so cool, actually. I really like that. Okay, yeah. Well, adding a few of these ground spike deco elements down here, I think would look good. I was kind of tempted to use like these ones, but I don't think I'm going to do that yet. Definitely want to use them at some point, because that's like some of the best deco things you could do back in 1.6, but not yet. Could also be cool to add some fake spikes on some of these as well, just to like add to the fakes a bit more, you know? And then I can add a fake one there, and then add a real one there. Yeah, this is definitely starting to come together as a map pack feeling level. I really like this. God, it's so hard to like make things that feel like a map pack level, because I don't know, man, it's a very specific style, I feel like. You don't realize until you try it that like trying to not use modern building techniques and like kind of cast your mind back to the very different way of building that it was back in 1.6, you know? Like even these like ground spike things, I feel like it's a little bit too new age for this level, but I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it, see how it goes. Like stuff like these pulsing pillars as well. Like, is it a bit much? Maybe it's a bit much. I don't know, man. Let's give this a look in normal mode. Let's see how this is looking. I think it's coming together. I'll probably have to add some pulses to this, but honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so I think most of this is gonna be a bit more of the same. I do want to try and incorporate some more like pads and stuff into here as well, because I feel like we haven't done much with pad memory, and there's a lot of like pad memory, coining that term, pad memory. There's a lot of like fake pads and stuff in map pack levels as well, and I'm so bad with adding pads. Oh my days. I might also do like a pattern breaker thing where you have to like jump, fall. Trying to make some decently convincing fakes, you know? And I think I can get away with going all the way to like there, and then you land on a pad down here. Okay, so now for this, I need these to be fake. So, oh, and then those need to be fake as well. So I might have to just do like that. I forgot that those are solid. Okay, how do I make a solid block then? Maybe if I take enough of these and rotate them on top of each other. Yeah, that looks black. Okay. And then I'll put another one here, but if you click that one, you die. That's a fake. I'm evil. I am actually so evil. It's crazy. I'll add these extra little details here, and I'll shift them over and add some ground spike deco here, just to make it feel like you can't go through there, even though that's where you have to go. And then, of course, add some ground spike deco around here as just deco. I don't know why I turned into map patch just then. And then I'll go ahead and do that. Hello, internet. I don't know. This is very, like, goofy gameplay, but I think it kind of is cool. Of course, I am aiming for demon difficulty as well. I forgot to mention that, but, like, just easy demon or something. And then another orb here with an invisible saw on it, so you can't actually click it. And then put another orb down there that you gotta click that might also be blind. Not quite. And then I might switch to a little bit different structuring, but similar design, I guess. And I'll do that with these, because I've already used them here. And then I'll do more like horizontal structures, maybe could be cool. And then I could join them vertically with, not those, I can join them vertically with these, just to kind of, you know, bring that back in a way. I think that could be kind of neat, yeah. Just to give a bit of variation, because I feel like this first part's getting a little bit boring. Okay, I should probably, like, actually finish this middle section in here. Dude, okay, I didn't even intentionally do this, but I put a blue pad here. So it seems like you just go down there, but no, there's an orb you need to hit. Yeah, you can, like, land there, but you just die right after. So you need to click that orb. That's so evil, dude. Oh my god. And then that's kind of the gameplay I want to go for with the next section. And then for the ground, I don't know if you can even see the ground here, but I'll just put some, like, of these. Chuck some clouds in them, even though it looks kind of weird. Okay, now I've done this transition part, and honestly, I think it's coming together quite nicely. I'm really liking how this is turning out. I reckon we need some background color changes through here, but honestly, I'm really liking this, man. Well, let's do the background color changes then. We can also change the object color. Don't really want to do that, which if you don't know, object color, pretty much all of the outlines, so we can change them to like a red. Oh, that does feel very like custom level though, if I change those. I feel like a nice blue would be kind of neat, and then I can change this slowly to a blue. If I do like a 1 second color change, and then change it to like a little bit more bluish, and then I can even change the object color out of phase with it to make it like go back to green, so it kind of like flips between them a little bit and kind of breathes in a way. I don't know, the color scheme's a bit odd, but it kind of works, honestly. I like that. And then I can change the background color to be like a decent bit different in this part. So maybe I'll go like full blue color scheme for this bit, or maybe even like a purple. Ooh, that looks cool with the object color there. Yeah, I like that. It looks so much different with the object color being changed, man. Like, I don't know, I normally don't change the object color that much because I'm normally not not a big fan of doing that. And if I do change it, I'll change it to like gray. But honestly, I think in this case, it kind of looks cool. Okay, so I've just been building this in a similar sort of structuring style and come up with a genius idea. So something people used to do back in the day is take an exclamation mark here, which did pulse with music, and then take another one, flip it around, and put it back inside of each other. This is a real building hack if ever I've seen one. And then people used to use these for letters, so... lol. Oh, I can't fit it. Maybe I can chuck it there and then get rid of one of these and then move that over. Yeah, I think this is feeling pretty map pack level-esque. Something that is really good about the map packs, actually, is that they usually have pretty unique structuring, because back in these days, you kind of had to if you wanted to make a decent level, right? There weren't many opportunities for stuff like block design, so everyone kind of leaned on structuring a lot more, which I think is honestly, like, really good. That's like a pro building tip. If you want to get better at structuring, play a bunch of old levels, because the old levels have really, really good structuring. Like, I don't know, man. I definitely recommend it. Anyway, I made this exclamation mark over here, and I might add it around a couple more times just to make it feel like it fits in a little bit better. Even twice here, that would be crazy. Okay, this part definitely needs some more color changes as well, because it looks very, I guess, static. Is that the right word to use? I'm going to grab this background color trigger here and fade it to like a little bit more of a reddish color, and then fade it back to the purple. I kind of just am going between two colors for like each of these parts. I want to try and break out of that a little bit because I think it's a little bit boring, but that's okay. And then for this next part, I want to do something like a lot different. Maybe even use like just black blocks here, like Clutterfunk type thing. I don't know, a lot of map pack levels just completely ripped off RobTop levels in the middle of them for no reason whatsoever. Would be kind of cool to do something like that, but maybe with a little bit more uniqueness to it. We'll see. Maybe I don't want to do anything unique. I don't know, man. But going into this part, I want to make it a really dark color, and I might just do like a really deep blue for it. I think could be kind of neat. And then do that within like 0.1 as you enter that part. And then I'll do the same with the object color, but I don't want that to be really dark because that's kind of hard to tell what's going on. I want that to be even white. Yeah, that's a good transition. I really like that. Okay, cool. And then I could do some interesting like corridor type gameplay here, I think. Would be neat, would be neat. Would be cool if I could even do it without like adding extra blocks. So all the solid blocks are in here and it's just done with like spikes and stuff. I kind of like the idea of that, yeah. And I think, ooh, this part would be very memory based if I did something like this. Had all fake spikes along here, but just have some invisible spikes inside of some of them. Is that hard to tell in normal mode, like what can kill you? It is a little bit. I actually really like that, okay. And then do a couple like single jumps here. So it's like boom, 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 boom. And if you hold out of that, you should, okay, I want you to die if you hold out of that. So maybe I need to do like an extra one there. Yeah, so you do if you click it early, and if you click it late, you do as well. And then, oh, would that be too hard? Go in the middle of both of them, like the spikes on the top and the bottom? I think that's kind of a neat idea for a part. I don't know, I think it's pretty unique. Yeah. Alright, so I've just built a little bit more of this corridor gameplay here, and I feel like I want to, I guess, switch it up a little bit. And something that I'm thinking of doing, I was originally just going to do a ball portal and have this do like a little ball thing, but I think it could be more interesting to do a UFO here and actually break up the corridor part itself a lot more. So maybe what I can do is I can select all this and then have two separate corridors that you can go into. So as the UFO, you kind of got to pick either the top one or the bottom one, and only one of them will be correct, right? So maybe I'll expand this out to over here, and then maybe have these kind of start to go down like so. Question mark, question mark, question mark. Not another one, just those two. And then this bottom one here will close up. So why did I expand this out so far? This will close up just like so, and then this will have a cube portal to be like the main path, right? I don't know, then I can start doing some more gameplay here and then pretend like, oh yeah, there's more gameplay down here, I promise, and then it kills you. Something else as well is I also want to expand these fake spikes out to even go up and down the sides here, because I think that could look quite nice. It's decently subtle, but I think it looks pretty good. And I could also incorporate some fake spikes there if I wanted, but I don't think I'm going to bother doing that. Screw it. I'm going to expand the corridor for this part. I'm like really committing to this corridor bit. I want to do it until the drop, I reckon, because I think it's kind of neat. Wow. Well. I want to do a fake here where I have like this fake orb where you have to skip it and then hit on the ground and then boom, boom, like that maybe. And then I can even chuck another blue orb there that you have to go under. Just like to be maximum evil, you know? Never mind, you can survive by doing that. Yeah, something like that. And it almost looks like you can get there from here, but you absolutely can't. Like, there's no chance. That's kind of the click pattern I want to go with there. So you think you need to keep clicking, but you have to, like, wait a second and then go there. And there's no way to survive if you don't, like, miss that. Yeah. And even do that. So you have to be normal gravity when you hit that, but you'll be upside down when you hit it from there. So that's what you're meant to do, right? But if you don't do that, you end up on the top there and it's like, wait, what? What am I meant to do here? And then have another orb here that you're meant to go up and then click that. Dude, I'm really liking this format of gameplay. It's really fun to try and do creative stuff with it. And then I think I'll just go back into cube for here. So you'll kind of, I guess, flip gravity into the cube portal here. I think that's probably the ideal way to do it, right? And I might do it with like a bunch of portals in here as well. That's the complete wrong way around. So some of them you have to just do that. And then some of them you have to jump into. Yeah, so if you jump into that, you die to that, like no matter what, right? Yeah, so you have to not jump there, and then you have to jump into that one, and then maybe into that one as well. And then maybe instead of just doing half spikes for this, I'll do full size spikes, like so. So the fake spikes are like more intense, so it's like, whoa, what's going on here, bro? And then do a couple of these clicks, where this one you actually have to go up to the top, like you have to just let the pad take you, but this one you can't. Oh, dude, that's like, there's some evil memory in here, dude. This is absolutely a memory level for sure. And I know it looks pretty obvious where the fakes are in the editor, but if I hop into normal mode here, it's harder to see like where the fake spikes are, so it's like a little bit harder to sight read it, right? Oh, that's a smart way to do that if you're smart. I'm gonna leave that in because I think that's kind of cool. But in the meantime, I think I'm actually gonna get rid of this and I'm gonna make you just fly into the sky. I think that's kind of neat. So I'll kind of cut that off there and then you go like, bree, bree, wow, wow, wow. Also, something I forgot to do right at the beginning of the video, which I probably should have done, is I'm gonna open this gear thing here, go into options, and then click this extra gear up here. And these are legacy options. This is all stuff that was changed in 2.2 that you can go back and like, still have old levels that work, but new levels that are like better, right? And since this is meant to be an old level, I'm just going to uncheck all of these. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully that doesn't change anything. I might just do a quick run through. Dude, the fakes are so like, oh my god, there's so many of them. There's so many fakes. I'm trying to do this part literally just in practice mode and I can't do it. Okay, cool. Well, that is all of the gameplay done for this part. Now it's time to properly decorate it because I haven't really properly decorated it yet. And the way I'm going to do that is pretty much first of all by filling in all of these black blocks below. This transition in isn't great. I could probably even extend a structure out like that and then maybe one below like so, and then I can like connect a couple of these guys, boom, and then probably do a similar thing on the top, but I might just take a structure we've already made and copy pasted it. Look, I'm lazy, alright? I'm lazy. I don't want to bloody... Cool. And then for this part, I think I want to add some orb deco, but I might not do the same orb deco. Should I change it up and do something different? I'm kind of tempted to. What if I use like these? I feel like these for this part could go pretty hard, not gonna lie. They'd go even harder if they were lined up, but you know, I'm even gonna do a couple of these bigger ones over the portals because why not? May as well add that extra bit of deco, and over the question marks as well. Why not? As a wise man once said, why not? And then I can even add a couple of these question mark things just like around the place like that, just to fill in the space a little bit, you know? And then maybe I could even do some like pulsing arrows pointing that way. All right, and the final thing that I want to do for this part, after extending this a little bit more and changing the ground color to black because it was just like not super fitting having it be blue, is doing some pulses, of course. Yeah, I want to do some hue shifting more along the lines to maybe like more of this kind of blue, and then maybe swing it back all the way to like this type of purple, and then I want to fade it to like a red slowly but surely, where it goes straight to black instantly. And I'll even go ahead and do the same with the object color, so it's just very sudden like nothing. Let's see how that all looks in normal mode, shall we? Nice. I'm really happy with that, actually. When I started building this part, I was honestly a little bit nervous. I felt like it wouldn't really work super well. I don't know, I thought it would be a bit basic, but honestly, I'm really happy with how it turned out. I think it's really, really cool. All right, well, with that part done, we are now getting into the drop, which I am so excited for. I have a really cool idea that, like, brings back something from old levels that you really don't see anymore. Right there. Okay, that is where the drop happens. So I'm going to put a ship portal, and I'll probably put, like, a regular portal over the top of it as well, and then maybe like one of these or something. Nothing like too crazy, I think. And I also want to make sure that's big. Okay, let me try and find an example of a level that does this. Okay, so this isn't the original level I was thinking of. There's a very specific level I have in mind, but this level does it as well. We've got this like neon type part where everything's like, you know, the background's black and the object color is like kind of rainbow type thing, and it's, I don't know, I really, really like this style. This was done a lot back in the day, and I feel like nobody really talks about it, you know, the old neon style. I think it's kind of sick. It's actually something RobTop kind kind of did in Sub-Zero, I'm realizing as well, which is kind of awesome, actually. So I kind of want to try and do something like this. I think that would be kind of awesome. So let's hop into wherever the level is, where it's got a billion levels going at the same time. And I guess we can start building out some structures. I think I'm going to use the black blocks here. And then I want to go object color and like fade it to like a bright yellow type thing. And then I can kind of like fade it through the color wheel. Yeah, so you can kind of see that effect there with the color triggers I've just done. That kind of matches the music pretty well. I want it to feel like it's kind of breathing, sort of like slow color change effect, but also I want it to sync with the music. So I think going for this will be quite good. And then I can always make that like a, instead of just straight yellow again, I can go this like pinky color. So I guess what I need to do now is just select the portal and preview. That's the button. And just build some like interesting structures, because it's all about the structuring, right? All about the structuring. So how can I do some interesting structures? Let's start off with like a box like this with a couple, no, I don't think colored spikes exist, but I could just use those. Something like that. And then maybe I can do like a, I don't know, like this perhaps, and then do, I don't know, like a cascading thing going down. I don't know, man. I don't know like what I can do in this sort of style, whether I can do something like really cool or not. It's kind of an interesting structure, and I don't want it to be too difficult, obviously, but like, I don't know, a 2-block wide gap is perfectly fine. And then I could do a couple of these structures that kind of come down like this, and then cut out a couple blocks out of it, and then kind of shift that up to like, I don't know, make it so you go down there between them and get these bloody triggers off the screen. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat. I like that. I can even put some spikes on the top here to kind of, I don't know, make it so it forces you to go down, and then maybe even, yeah, continue the spikes all the way down. And then even these saws here will also match the object color, so I can chuck some saws in and they should like work pretty nicely, which is cool. And I think I'm just gonna like build some gameplay and just mess around with the structuring, see what we can do. Okay, I made this square structure and procreating tip. This looks a little bit boring. Let's make it more interesting by shifting that down a little bit and then just connecting the corners just like so. And then boom, that structure looks so much more interesting. It's always like a good way to, I don't know, make your structuring look cooler is just to alter the shape of it. And then see this little section in here, what I can then do is fill that in with a saw, and then boom, the saw looks like it fits pretty snugly in there, and it's still a pretty squared off structure, you know? Like, you can do some interesting stuff with it. I like structuring. What I might even do here is make you go mirror portal. Ooh, that might be evil, but it also might be really, really cool. And I got to include mirror portals somewhere in this level. I mean, come on. Yeah, that feels like it matches pretty well. I like that. Maybe I'll make the transition happen earlier, so like a bit higher up at the, wow. And then I'll copy paste that portal design onto there. Let's see how that looks in normal. That's good, dude. You barely even notice that the transition happens, but you can notice that it happens. That's cool. That transition's a little bit rough though, so I kind of want to smoothen that out a little bit just by like adding a little platform in there. I don't want to be too evil with it, you know? I don't want to be too evil, and then maybe I'll give you a little bit more room up here, get rid of that saw, or even put a saw back in, but make it like really high up so you don't have to worry about hitting that. Yeah, I think that's a little bit nicer. A little bit kinder, and then I'll just do the alternating thing with this and add some spikes on it. Then maybe even have a couple spikes hanging down from that. That's kind of neat, yeah. And then I'll have a little bit where you have to go straight through here, but I'll put a couple upside down portals in there. So it's not like straight fly, obviously, but all right. So I've just gone ahead and extended the pulses a little bit, and I'm actually really happy with how this part is turning out. I knew this would be good. I knew I'd be very happy with it because it's just like focusing on structuring, and it's just neon part. Like rainbow and black always looks good. Well, not always, but almost always. We need to start working on the next parts. Before I do that, though, I should probably wham, bam, a thank you, a ma'am. And do I want to keep doing ship? I might go into mini ship even. Gotta love a good mini ship. I haven't done any memory with this so far, so I should probably incorporate a little bit of memory. What I could do is do some of these things like so, and then have some fake spikes like that. It should be pretty obvious when you're coming up to it where you're meant to go, but it's a first step. Yeah, it's pretty easy to tell, on the black background especially. Might be harder to tell if there's 2 in a row though, and then maybe even do a third one. Is that difficult at all, or is that easy? I don't know, man, I don't know. That's difficult skill-wise. So maybe I can widen that by 2, and then do the same with all the other ones. And then kind of put spikes on the top as well, I guess. Yeah, I think that's okay. Do I want to do like a boring picker path again? What I could do down the middle of the picker path is I could do those, and then just add some of these outlines over the top. up, because that's kind of cool. And then I'll use these invisible ones here along with these invisible blocks to kind of block it off. So it's like, looks like it just kind of ends there, you know? I think that's kind of neat, yeah. That happens like 2 blocks too early, I reckon. So if I just extend that out by 2 more blocks, I think that'll look good. Yeah, that's cool. All right, nice. And then I can do something a little bit more interesting here. Do a couple of those, and then I can do like a saw in the middle there. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like that. And then I can have a decent sized section in the middle here where you have to like go up and down between saws. So maybe I'll make the structures like this. I'll make them go across fully, so not the checkerboard thing anymore, but I might do the checkerboard thing underneath like this. And then I can have these structures in the middle. And then what I could do with these is not use those spikes, but use these ones. Oh my God, are you ready for this? Look at that, dude. Oh my days. And then I could do like, so you have to go on the bottom or on the top there rather, and then you have to go on the bottom here. And then how do I make it so you have to go through the middle without making it like super obvious? Okay, I know these structures are cool, but oh my God, perfect memory technique I just accidentally came up with, right? So I can make these blocks here, and that's like a solid block on the inside, as you can see. And then I can copy paste it, and then just flip these all around, and now the hitbox is there. Dude, that is amazing memory. Oh, I love that so much. It's evil as, but I think that's so good. So you have to go up through there, and then through there. Yeah, and there's like no way to tell, so you just have to remember. Oh yes, memory. Uh-oh. And then that takes us to the next part, right here. All right, well, you know what? We are about halfway through the level, 42 seconds, and I think Dryad's about like 1 minute 20. And I think I'm going to go ahead and save the rest for a part 2. Yeah, we got a lot done today, actually. I'm really, really happy with this whole level. And yeah, I'm keen to finish it off in the next episode. Because yeah, you've heard the story a billion times with me by now, uni and stuff, and I haven't uploaded in like way too long. So I want to like get this video out. So I'm going to come back in probably a week or 2 and finish the rest of this level. Hopefully come up with some more interesting ideas along the way. But yeah, anyway, for now, I'm going to end this one off here. Let's do the showcase. Nice. Okay, there we go. Oh, that took a little bit longer than I probably should have, but oh well. I'm really kind of proud of myself for how well I did nailing like the map pack feel. Dude, I was getting kind of annoyed. I was like forgetting stuff and dying, and I'm like, God, bro. And it's only half the level. And I made the level, bro. So yeah, very keen to finish and release this so that all of you can also suffer. But yeah, anyway. Again, sorry for the infrequency of videos. I'm hoping that it will pick back up soon. I think it will. But yeah, either way, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Huge thank you to all the members, as always, especially Ivdu as well. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.